Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's that time. It's tarot time with Cindy. I'm going to do, it's a collective reading. I'm going to use the Energy Oracle deck to get started. I'm just going to look at your past, present, and future energies for my collectives. Your past, present, and your future energy. In the past, Goddess of the Moon. So in the past, you were doing something here where you really had to lean into your intuition. You were trusting your intuition. Maybe you were involved in something that was just like all like intuitive here. Going within, insights from your soul. So maybe you received those, you're not doing that now. What are you doing? What is your energy now? Angel of Love. How interesting. It's almost like you've given something up to God here. To some degree. Almost like you trust. You trust. You're showing a lot of compassion towards yourself. The outside world is responding with this compassion. I get this, I feel like there's an angel, like the angel of love is guiding you somewhere. Usually the angel of love is guiding us to a kind relationship, a relationship centered around kindness. So what's the future? Angel of strength. So a period here where you're utilizing your personal power, your inner strength. You might be taking more control over an area of your life. It's interesting, it goes from 49 to 50 here. So it's kind of like the angel is guiding you in the right direction. Attachment, thinking man, the temple path. It's kind of feeling like you got past some type of thoughts or emotions or feelings that you had about a past situation. You put more thought, more constructive thought into your future. You've ended up on your spiritual journey here. So that's nice. And maybe that has something to do with your Goddess of the Moon energy in the past. So what's this Goddess of the Moon energy in the past, your past energy? Some type of insight. Maybe there's something that you needed to solve for yourself. The Knight of Cups. Trusting your heart. You received something here that told you to trust your heart. And I think that's what this is. So, okay, you're following your steps to trust your heart. So you trusted your heart. Two of Swords, intuition. Seven of Wands. And the Chariot. It's almost like if you couldn't make a decision here. So you decided that the best thing to do, like a deep insight within yourself, told you to trust your heart. I want to say it even possibly pushed you away from a barrier or an obstacle that you may have yourself put in place. It may also have been something that helped you get past a situation where people or some type of force here was trying to block you. And by choosing like your heart space, it's almost like an automatic elevation because he's floating over the water and he's floating past the sharks. See, like, it's like, well, how do I get out of this situation? How do I move past this block that I'm experiencing? And to move, right, with the Chariot is, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go towards the direction that it just feels like it's a lot of mystery. It's a lot of second guessing yourself, and it's feeling a lot of blockage. Or do you want to move forward and follow your heart space here? So I want to say too, there's something about courage on the other side of this as well. That's you in the past. And now you have the Angel of Love. Wow, the Nine of Pentacles, you're really looking after yourself. See, what did I say? Compassion to yourself first. You're really looking after yourself here. You're trusting how important that process is. Ten of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups. Wow, you're really coming up with new ways to love, to express love, to show love. Some of you might be thinking about how to incorporate someone into your network or your family too. Or you're looking for someone to incorporate into like a network or a family unit of some kind here. When I say family unit of some kind, it could be a friend group, it could be a work group, but it does feel like it's family. Like whatever this group is, you would consider these people your family or this person your family. How do you bring this person in? Now, okay, I feel like some of you have decided, like you've made an active choice in the past that you were going to pursue your heart. It's almost like you're stepping over your own line in the sand or your own boundaries that you've made around following your heart, maybe looking for love that doesn't necessarily have to be with a person. It could be like, I'm going to get myself a puppy. It could be like that. But I feel like it is a person because, right, you're looking after yourself. Things are really, really good. You have your life in good order here, in good balance. This is like having a picture of something, right? But you need to include, or this needs to be included in here. This is the same person. The Queen of Cups sits in this scenario and bringing that, like, how do you bring this person in there? How do you find that person, or how do you find that scenario? Now, when I say how do you find, I feel like it's more like just being open with the angel of love. Like you're kind of letting your angels and your guides dictate where this could end up for you. But there definitely is an act of acceptance, almost to an invitation by the angel of love to move forward. So that for the future means that you do have to be courageous. And perhaps there's something here where you're going to take greater control over your own life. Wow, the Hierophant. The Six of Wands. The Devil. The Sun. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but y'all are going to be in, y'all, all of you, it's general, but you guys are going to be in, I've been picking up like a nice energy. It's kind of funny. It bounces, I don't want to say it bounces back and forth. It's coming in here. It's been coming into the collective, like, not that we don't get the other ones that we often get, you know, people that we're dealing with, difficult lessons, things to be aware of, be careful. But there's this energy that's been coming around the last quite a few days. And it's a little bit like this, like, and maybe it's preparing some of you, because there was that one reading that sort of, it feels like it kind of kicked it all off, where it was this really, it was two souls that find each other, and the energy was just absolutely beautiful. Like they really have a lot to offer one another. Because I'm going to tell you, looking at this, like what the thing about your future is, I see a committed relationship for you in your future. I'm going to clarify the Devil. I feel like in this case that it has something to do with like a contractual union of some sort. Because then you have the Hierophant, which is also a contractual, the commitments that we make. But then, like, it has the Sun and the Six of Wands, so it doesn't feel like it's a negative thing. The Empress, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands. I'm telling you. Yeah. This is, you're on your spiritual path. So maybe there's like a spiritual soulmate here that you guys are going to be encountering at some point along the way. And it's kind of like the way some of these readings have been coming forward. It's kind of prepping you to be open, prepping you to be looking after yourself and recognize your value and sense of self. The Knight of Cups. The World, the Three of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Wow. Well, how do I say it? It's regardless of what the painful consequences could be, if you could find something really, really good here, it's worth it. That's what that feels like. Going forward with the Nine of Cups. Like, this is not someone who's a stranger to pain and heartache, but it's fighting that. It's winning over. It's just winning over pain and heartache and allowing your heart to move freely forward. Allowing your heart to be part of your guidance system here. Right? And regardless of, yeah, well, when I say because it's almost like you know what the consequences are of heartache. Well, even looking at the past here, you know those consequences, but it's fighting. It's fighting the fear. It's not letting the fear of pain hold you back. It's winning over that. The Two of Swords, that's in the past we're looking at here. The King of Swords and the Two of Cups. Okay. I think there's a lot of rationalization that took place with you having that kind of that strength and courage to move forward with your heart and knowing exactly what is equal in a relationship or what would be equal for you, what you would feel comfortable with. The Seven of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's turning it around. It's turning around. It's giving yourself opportunity for opportunity. And the Chariot. You're going that way. Ace of Wands and Three of Cups. It could be some people that you haven't seen in a while. Like, this could be all part of process with baby steps too. Yeah, for some of you, I think it's kind of like baby steps as you start moving back into the world with your heart space, with the possibility of maybe, well, yeah, I would say romance. I think that's fair enough with the cards that are coming out. It's an idea, though. It's almost like you have an idea to get together with someone or some friends here. Or to just get out. I don't know. What's the Nine of Pentacles? Four of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Well, that was you in the past, right? That I was talking about. Because now I see you as someone who's ready to, it's like ready to mingle. This reminds me of you guys in the reading that came out just before this, like yesterday, where you wanted to get out and celebrate. You wanted to get out and celebrate? It kind of looks like to me like you've given an awful lot of love to yourself at the point that you're in now. And maybe, I think that's part of the steps that you've been taking, is to really start loving and appreciating yourself. And that is the first step in taking risks with moving through your heart space after disappointment and heartbreak. But then it almost looks as if the more you've been working on this, the more you end up with abundance of love. And it really is, it's almost as, I don't want to say it's a waste just for it to be used with you. I mean, God would definitely say that after a point. If you have more than enough love to give and you're only giving it to yourself, well, then you are eventually falling into narcissism if you've already done like the healing work, because God gives love freely. And so it's kind of expected that you should too. That's where it comes from. Obviously, no, I'm not saying like if you are in a position and somebody's taking advantage of you that you should be giving that person love. That's not what I'm saying, because we've already talked about, like, I'm looking at your energy in the past here, and you have moved past your blocks. You've gained the strength that you need to move forward with this muscle, the memory of how to use this muscle again. The Ten of Cups. King of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Empress. That is an odd combination. The King of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Empress. Something's not right there. Is that why we have the Seven of Pentacles? And I'm saying something's not right there because that's it's a mismatched energy. The Empress is all the queens. The King of Wands. It's just the King of Wands. He's very self-serving. Maybe that's what that is. Like, maybe that's the part here where God's talking to you about that. It is to be more than self-serving here. Be more than self-pleasing. I say that because he looks like he's pleasing himself under his robe. So it is to be, it's to be more than just self-pleasing here. And to really step into, you're not an empress unless you're sharing your heart. And there it is, the Queen of Cups, right? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. The Strength card, the Seven of Swords, and the Emperor. Well, I see how this is evolving. Okay, because you are moving yourself towards your divine feminine energy. Like, you're harnessing that and you're recognizing what it takes to be kind of like your own divine feminine. And to be your own divine feminine, you have to incorporate all of the strengths, weaknesses, challenges, successes of each queen. And the Queen of Cups is a kind and loving heart, and she shares that aspect of herself with others. So it's kind of like stepping into that, and then, well, I don't know, where's the Emperor is kind of like the question here. I feel like the universe would bring that to you. Like, especially if you're getting into your divine feminine energy, like, just to be receptive, and the universe will bring that to you, or just naturally guide you to this person, because there's the Emperor. And he's looking at the Empress. But it feels like a bit of an unusual way to get there with the Seven of Swords. So, well, let's see the Queen of Cups. The Ten of Wands, the Hanged Man, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Devil. The Shadow. Somebody here, so I'm not sure, like, who that is. Is it you or this masculine? Because this is the present. Like, are you dealing with a masculine here? Somebody's not sure about how something could work out. Somebody's trying to look at the different angles here to understand how much of a burden they're taking on. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But, like, guess it's sort of like as a romantic proposition. How much of a burden am I taking on here? How toxic is this? We need to clarify the Devil over in the future. The Weight of Love. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's the Emperor or the Empress in this one. This little spread. It almost as if somebody, I'm not kidding. This looks like somebody weighing how much love is worth. Is it worth like, is it somebody's trying to change their perspective on love? And it's almost as if their perspective is that it could end up being toxic. That feels, I don't know, it feels kind of cynical, but, you know, I just read the cards. Okay, the Hierophant. The Five of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Oh, these energies. So, the Six of Wands. I don't know what I'm reading again. I feel like, what is this? It's like it took a turn. The Three of Wands. What's the devil? It's the Ace of Cups, and it landed on the Queen of Cups, but there's a whole bunch that comes with it. Oh my gosh. No, this is the kind of energy where I don't blame people for going back in the house. The Ace of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Hermit, and Karma, Judgment. I don't know. I think I would go back in the house too. Well, that's what it looks like. It looks like going back in the house. What's the Sun? How does the Sun come out of this? I'm going to tell you what all this means in a second, but Three of Pentacles and Justice. Somebody's got to work together on something here. All right. There's either an existing commitment in the future, or there's the idea of commitment. And I'm not going to lie, it almost feels like somebody feels like it's going to take their freedom away, right? With this Knight of Wands. Somebody here wants love. How do I say this? Somebody here wants love. They do want love, but it looks like they want love without... They want their cake and eat it too. You can't have relationships without difficulties at times. You can't have deep, meaningful relationships with other people without there being challenges and opportunities for growth with one another. And you can't have a deep, loving relationships with other people without once in a while being surprised about that person. And when I say surprised, I don't mean like, you know, anything really bad, but you know what I mean? I don't know. But this is almost like somebody who's looking at... It's somebody who's looking at the greatness that love could bring, but they're focusing an awful lot on all of the things and the ways it could tie them down, or it could make them feel like they have less freedom. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, depending on what the definition of freedom is in that relationship, I would imagine that a healthy relationship, you should be able to feel free and trusting of a person. Because, yeah, this is, I feel like there's a big leap of faith to some extent over here in the future for somebody. And I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe for some of you, this is the masculine playing out with this energy, or maybe some of you, this is the feminine in this situation. Yeah, I feel, yeah, like, to some degree, it feels like somebody who wants the joy and happiness that comes in when you fall in love, right? When you're in love with someone. But they don't want the other side of that, where maybe there's some level of commitment that you give to this person because of that, because they've given it to you, or maybe it's almost like a fear too. I'm wondering if it's a fear, like the way this masculine is looking at her. I feel like this masculine has a fear here about somebody changing. Maybe somebody changing. And I don't know. Then I guess maybe you should just have your own house. Your own house and do conjugal visits. I don't know. I'm not really pulling out the reading to give you an answer. I'm just reading the cards. I do feel like there's some sort of... So, okay. So the sun here with the Three of Pentacles and Justice. I kind of want to say that something does get worked out here. Maybe there is some type of agreement. Maybe it is like that. Like, I'm wondering if there's somebody here is afraid of losing assets maybe in a relationship, or they're afraid of someone just being interested in assets, or they're afraid of combining assets. But that there's something that's worked out here. Something that's mutually worked out. Maybe it's like a prenup. or something, you know, with the way I'm looking at this, and it's the Three of Pentacles and Justice, and everything is out in the open. That sounds like a good plan. Justice. What is this? The Magician and the Knight of... Oh, then the heart can go forward. It is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is literally maybe like a prenup. And it's okay. Now we have that. We've come to that decision. And I don't know. It's fair enough, I guess. Honestly. I mean, a lot of people, too, that are coming here have probably already been in first relationships, and you have a certain level of assets for yourself or your kids or whatever, and you don't want somebody else getting that. Because then it's like, then you can manifest the heart moving forward. But until then, I know I'm going to get... I have not had this come up in a reading for a long time. It's got to be a couple years ago at least, where there's something about... like a prenup, and a couple of people getting upset and saying, well, that's not, I don't know. Like, I guess if you've seen enough of both sides of those stories, you could understand both sides. No. So the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups is at the bottom. Yeah, you know what? It's a lot of work going on here to be happy. Something happens here. There's an agreement, and I'm telling you, looking at these cards, somebody's worried about something. They're either worried about losing assets in a relationship, or they're worried about somebody changing once once documents have been signed. And it looks like the best way forward with that is to come to some sort of legal agreement that both parties, like this is both parties would be happy with this. So anybody that feels unhappy about a prenup agreement, I would say, well, this person is going to say, well, you know what? I understand that if you're going to, I don't know, maybe this is for the Sagittariuses, if you're going to be marrying that rich person, maybe it's preparing you for that. And it's just going to say, the person will say, well, yeah, no, I do understand that if we come together, we are going to start having a certain standard of living here. But I want it to be understood that you cannot maintain the full standard of that if you're not with me, because they are my assets that I've worked hard for. I don't know, like a lawyer here. But I'll make sure that you're comfortable. And you're like, okay, that sounds good. Can we go make out now with the Knight of Cups? I don't know. Hey, I'm just a tarot reader, baby. I'm not the lawyer. I'm not even the counselor. I don't know. But what was I going to do? I'm going to do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to ask, what? Oh, this could be interesting. What is hidden? I'm looking at my piece of paper over here. What is hidden about yourself that you don't see? And what is your truest path? Oh, so that'd be interesting. All right. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.